I have a question to everybody who says that Christmas is pagan, okay? I have a video that is about how I stopped keeping Christmas and why I started keeping it again, in which I show you through the course of a bio, which is in the Gospel of Luke, that Jesus was conceived on December 25th. He wasn't born that day, but he did enter flesh that day because he was conceived on that day, which was just phenomenal when I learned that, okay? I had just given up keeping Christmas, and then the Lord showed me that. It was just amazing. Okay, so to all those who still insist that no matter what good intentions you have, Christmas is pagan. You can't do anything about it. It's the celebration of Saturnalia. It's the celebration of Tammuz and Semiramis, and you can't do anything about that. Okay. With that knowledge, I would like to see you explain Ephesians 1, verses 19 through 22. It says, "And what is the exceeding greatness of his power to usward who believe, according to the working of his mighty power, which he wrought in Christ when he raised him from the dead, and set him at his own right hand in the heavenly places, far above all principality, all power, and might, and dominion, and every name that is named." How many? Every name that is named, not only in this world, but also in the world to come, and hath put all things under his feet, and gave him to be the head over all things to the church. Christ is above all things. Okay? One more verse. Let's address. And I would like to see you address this one. Prove yourself. Okay? How do you explain this then? If you say that no matter what you say, Christmas is pagan, no matter what, even if Christ was conceived that day, it doesn't matter because they already stole that day. Tammuz, Semiramis, all that crap, they stole that day. You're not allowed to celebrate Christ that day, okay? What about this verse? Colossians 1, verses 15 to 18. "Who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature? For by him all things were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him, and he is before all things, and by him all things consist. And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence." With this verse, how can you tell me that I'm not allowed to celebrate Jesus Christ on December 25th? Okay, you're saying that Tammuz and Semiramis and Saturnalia, all these false gods or whatever who go by, it's the same god a lot of times by different names. You say that they already claimed that day for themselves. How is that possible? Because this says in all things he might have the preeminence. Jesus Christ has the preeminence. He is before all things and above all things. But you know the way that you sound? You sound like Semiramis is above all things. Tammuz is above all things. Saturnalia is above all things. You seem to think that they are above all things, and so Christ can't touch whatever the pagans have already touched. Explain that with this verse.